y'all, my name is Taylor. Welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be sharing some Christmas book recommendations with you. I thought today would be the perfect day to film this because there is snow on the ground outside in Indiana. So this southern girly was not expecting to see snow this early in the year. And yeah, I've never seen snow when there's still fall leaves on the trees. Usually when there's snow, it happens much later in the year. I mean, sometimes we'll have snow like a light dusting in December, but most of our snow tends to be, I'm from South Carolina, January, but usually February. And currently the snow outside is matching the best snow of last year. So I'm a little bit apprehensive of the upcoming winter that is going to be happening. We're not even in winter yet and there's already snow. So pray for your girl because, yeah, winter is my least favorite season and I am vastly unprepared for it. I will say that the snow over everything really makes me in a Christmassy mood. So I need to film this anyway, and I thought today would be the perfect opportunity. Plus, I got this new sweatshirt from Sam's Club that I really looks festive too. All right, so I do not have a very long list because I only started reading Christmas books like a couple of Christmases ago. I had always thought that they were Hallmarky, cheesy, too short, and one book started it all, and then ever since then I've read more and more Christmas books every year. I plan on reading most, if not all, Christmas books this December. So I wanted to share these with you in case you wanted to add them for this year or any subsequent years. First up, I have The Midnight Blizzard by Mary Meekum. Y'all know that Mary Meekum is one of my absolute favorite authors. She is like the queen of twists and unique stories, and this one is no different. So this is part of the Christmas Chronicles. It's a multi-author Christmas themed stories, and this particular one is about Cinderella. Well, it's a mashup of the Cinderella story and Jack Frost. So Noelle Frost, she is on her way to the castle to try and get a document that shows that she has inherited her father's estate. Her stepmother has wrongfully taken it from her, so she's trying to make her case and get the estate for her mission of providing a school for mages. Mages are people with unique gifts that are born to them, and so they're seen as outcasts in society. Not really anybody wants to do anything with them. It's like illegal to intermingle with them. If you're a non-mage and a mage, y'all cannot mix. So this is kind of like a charity effort for her, and she ends up meeting this guy who is a mage. His name is Jack, and he can control ice. And so yeah, it's a very interesting tale, and there's a dog in it, and it's just all the kinds of cozies. This one in particular you could probably read outside of Christmas, but there is elements of the 12 days of Christmas. I said 12, weird. 12 days of Christmas in here that is just kind of like a fun scavenger hunt to find all the little points of it. I did not find all of them, so maybe I'm gonna have to reread this at some point and try to find all 12 little Easter eggs in that story. Also within that same series is The Silent Night by Sarah Baron. This one is a mashup of Sleeping Beauty and 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. Holly is, she has been cursed to sleep for 100 years, but she has the saving grace of being awake at night. And so she has some owl companions. If y'all know me, you know I love owls. I mean, look. They're my absolute favorite. So she has some owl friends that kind of bring her food and keep her company, and I just love that part of it. And so this man named Nick, he is trying to find money to help make ends meet in this village that this it's really more of a manor house more than a castle, but like a castle to the village. It's been kind of off limits for the last 100 years. Like nobody goes into it. So he decides to take the risk and go down the chimney of this manor, and there is holly in the building, and so he finds out that there's someone in there. So yeah, that one was really, really sweet. Better Watch Out by Natalie Walters. This is a Christian romantic suspense book. This one, it's light on the Christian side of things. It's very light faith. And it is more on the light side of suspense. It's kind of more of a Hallmarky type book. But it's about Fanny Frost. She has been in a long-term relationship with this guy, and she's been kind of feeling him pull away. She's trying to hold on to him type of thing. So she plans this trip to New York. It's been on her bucket list for forever to experience New York during Christmas time. So she has all these things lined up. She has a whole itinerary ready to go. She shows up, and he dumps her. And this creates a tailspin for her. She's kind of been more attached to him just to have the relationship versus the person. So it was not, it wasn't like she's severely broken up about the relationship. She's more so broken up about she spent all this money and she can't do any of the things that she wanted to do because it's all like would remind her of the past relationship. So her brother, being overly concerned, knows this guy in New York who is a bodyguard. So he hires him to kind of make sure she's okay, take her to the airport, and things happen, and he ends up going along with her to do all this itinerary stuff. And as the nature of his job, some bad guys think that she is his client for him to protect. So it's a case of mistaken identity. She's in danger. He's trying to protect her. Yeah. So next I have Once Upon a Dickens Christmas by Michelle Greep. This has 3 Christmas novellas rolled up into one. There is an excellent audiobook for it. Out of the 3, I really recommend 12 Days of Bleakley Manor. This one is based off of an Agatha Christie novel. I think it's And Then There Were None, but I'm not entirely sure. I could be misremembering that. But several different people received the summons to go to this manor for the holidays. And people start disappearing. All of them have an incentive to stay for a certain amount of days, and then they may get something that they want at the end of it. But can they stick it through? There is a romance in there, and it's also a mystery. It's all around Christmas time. It was very interesting. A Quilt for Christmas by Melody Carlson. This one is definitely the most Hallmarky on this list. It does not have a romance as the primary storyline. There is a side romance that I could have left off with. I didn't care anything about it. But it got really dark in here all of a sudden. I don't know if you can tell with the light. But anyways, the story is about this older lady who lives in this town. She just moved there. She doesn't really know anybody. She moved there to be with family, but they had to leave. They had to move. So she's there alone for the holidays. And so she's in this apartment complex, and these kids knock on her door. Their mom is in distress, needs to go to the hospital. So that's how she meets them. And while she's taking care of these kids while their mom is in the hospital, one of them says, why don't we make mommy a Christmas quilt? Because she has tons of quilts in the house that she's made, and the daughter wants to do something nice for mommy. And the older lady's just like, there's not a lot of time between now and Christmas, but I'm gonna try and make it happen. So she sends out these ads to have people help her. They can learn how to quilt, or if they know how to quilt and they need something fun to do, like it's a opportunity to meet people. And so it's really a story of found family and community, and how we can care for our fellow man. And it's really, really sweet story. An Ivy Hill Christmas by Julie Clausen. Now this one is part of a series, and probably you should read it in order. But I did not, and I did okay. I mean, I knew there was a couple in there that probably had their own romance book beforehand, but I feel like if you read a series that has different couples in them, you're not really getting spoiled too much because you know they're going to be a couple. Well, you just don't know how the circumstances came to be with their relationship. But, you know, it is what it is. So if you want to take the leap and read it out of order, you can see what you think, but I think I did fine not reading it as part of the series. I may read the series at some point, but it's a short Christmas read. It's set during the Regency era, and it has a very strong touches of Pride and Prejudice. So if that is of interest to you, I would highly recommend that book for that purpose. A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. This one is definitely one of the OG classics for Christmas. I read it pretty much every year, or at the very least watch a movie adaptation. Also, shout out to the Tinsel and Tales readathon hosted by Lucy from the Lucy Chronicles. I'll have her announcement video linked below if you want to participate. But one of her prompts is to read a classic and watch the movie adaptation, which A Christmas Carol would absolutely be perfect for. I highly recommend the George C. Scott version if you've never seen it. And then Christmas at Carnton by Tamara Alexander. This one is also part of a series, but it is 0.5, so it's the very beginning of the series. I have not since continued on with the series yet, but I may. This one is set during the Civil War, and this young woman, Alita, she is recently widowed. She has a 6-year-old son. She is pregnant, and so she needs to find employment to make ends meet. And so she seeks employment at the big house at Carnton, and in so doing, she meets this Confederate soldier who is also there to convalesce because he's been wounded, and he's been given a special mission to put on this party to kind of boost morale because the Confederates are not doing so hot. They meet, and it is their romance. Last but not least, Catching Christmas by Terry Blackstock. This one is the one that set it off for me for reading Christmas books, so I definitely owe it a lot for that. But it is about a cab driver who takes a job that requires transporting an older woman to the doctor. She kind of seems out of it, doesn't have good memory, and so he ends up taking care of her that whole time. Like, he stays with her longer than necessary, and so he's really concerned about her, frustrated that she's not getting the care she seemingly needs. And he meets the granddaughter who is responsible for grandma, and she may or may not have her priorities not quite in order, but there is some reasons why that she has grandma in that type of situation. And so they have a romance going on. It's a very side romance, not the main point of the story. The main point of the story is grandma's story. And she is a person of faith, and I was really encouraged by her. When I read it a few years ago, my grandma had just passed away, my Mima. And she reminded me so much of Mima, just in her personality and what was actually going on with her near the end of her life. And yeah, so that one definitely had a lot of nostalgic type feelings for me. It really hit me in the feels for that book for that reason. And yeah, it's probably a lot of the reason why I rated it 5 stars. Yeah, it was a much more emotional punch than I thought a Christmas book could have. That is all that I have for you. If you have any recommendations for me to read for Christmas, please be sure to let me know. I do plan on coming out with a Christmas TBR shortly, but I'm always interested in learning what all books that people enjoy, specifically around Christmas. And let me know if any of these pique your interest and if you choose to read them this year. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a blessed day. Bye, y'all.